Alright, so in this last, not last, but in this final video for the day, we're gonna make the Mercedes-Benz sign, and then something small I want us to add into this front grills and all this stuff going around here. We'll do that once we finish this main one over here. So let's get started, since we have quite much to do in this one. So let's go into edit mode of this ring here. Let's go into wireframe. And what I do is we're gonna take this vertices right here. So let me see. Let's take this one. Alright. So you can see the one that I selected. If I put up the subdivision surface, you can see the one I selected, that one over there, and then press Shift and D to duplicate it, and press P to separate the selection. Now let's get out of that and let's select that one. Keep clicking until you select it like that. Let's go into edit mode, take everything like this by pressing A. Let me enable this for you guys real quick. So press A once or twice to select it, and then we're going to press F to fill the faces like that. Right, so you can see what we've done. So after that, we're going to scale this out just a little bit so it's intersecting that ring around it like that. Alright, so with that done, we're finally going to make the Mercedes-Benz sign, and I actually don't know how we're going to do this, but hopefully it's not too difficult. Let me see. How are we going to do this? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one, alright? I'm going to go into local view real quick. And let me just go into edit mode, press Shift and S, choose because it is selected. I want to change the pivoting points or the orientation back to global. In case you didn't do that, just do that right now. Let's continue. And what I want to do now is to add in a mesh plane. Alright, so I'm going to add in a mesh plane real quick. Go into edit mode, and we're going to scale this down completely like this to about here. I want to add in one line in the middle. I'm going to take the ones on the sides and delete it. I'm going to take this one and pull it up to about here. And I'm going to take this and pull it up to here. So what I'm going to do now is to take all of this and let me see. So when I extrude this in the x-axis like that, or let's pull it to the side instead, like this. I'm going to take this, pull it over here. So I think it would actually be nice if we were working with a blueprint. So let me go back to global view. There we go. So that's our blueprint. So when I select those two, press Ctrl and I and hide the rest. So let's take this one now. Let's work with the blueprint. So I'm going to pull this out to here. I'm going to select this one. And I'm going to pull it, hold up. I'm going to pull it in the x-axis all the way to here, like this. Sorry guys. Alright, so now what we're going to do is to add in a mirror modifier. My throat keeps getting dry. And it's pretty late right now, so I don't have any water next to me, but I want to finish this real quick. So yeah, with this over here now, you can see what I've done now. So let's pull this, or let's slide this now by pressing G twice. Let's pull this or slide it up to about here. That should be good. Let's get up here, and first off, let's press, is it Alt and H? Let me hide all of the lattices. Okay, they're hidden. Let me hide all of the guide meshes. Yeah, so press Alt and H to bring everything, and we're gonna select those ones we had selected before, including the ring. Press Ctrl and I and hide them all, so we can know where we're extending this to. This particular one here. So let's take this one, press G twice and then slide it down, so we have a tiny bit of gap over there, like that. So you can see it's not intersecting, just a tiny bit of gap over there. Let's just bring it down a little bit more, just so we can make the gap a little bit more visible. Alright, so what we're going to do now is to, let me see, I think we have everything we need. So all that we're going to do now is to take, let me get over here, we're going to take all of these, and let me take everything first. I want to move it in the y-axis a little bit like that. Let me move it a little bit more like that. I want to take everything, I want to move it out to here, to about here. So with that done, I'm finally going to take this one, get onto the side, and I'm going to pull this out to about here. I don't know if that is too much, but let's take everything and pull it out a little bit like that. So I'm going to take this one now, I'm going to pull the whole thing out a little bit as well to about here, and get to side view, see how far it is. So let me just pull it in a little bit more to about there. Alright, so I'm going to take this one now. Let me see. Let's pull this one in a little bit. I think it's too far out. So I'm going to pull it into a little bit more to about there. Is this normal facing the right direction? Let me see. Shift and N. So it wasn't facing the right direction. Press Shift and N to recalculate it. And let's take a look at this one too. Press Shift and N. I think it's in the right direction. Okay, yeah, it is. Hopefully it is. Alright, so I think that should be good. Yeah, so I'm going to take the whole thing now. From here to there. Like I said, those two, I'm going to press E and then Y. Press S and then Y, type in 0. Let's get into wireframe. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to pull this out in the x-axis all the way to here. Like that. Nice. Okay. Let me just take the whole thing and pull it. Let me deselect this one. Alright, so deselect the one that we just extruded. And let's pull the whole thing out a little bit. Because it's just so this distance is a little bit more. Alright. Now I'm going to go up here. Okay, it's already filled. So what we're going to do now is to add in some bevel modifiers. But before we actually do that, let me see what we can do here. Let me add in 1 or 2. No, just 1, I think. Let me add in 1. And let me press Alt and S and C. Alright, so that is causing some problems. So let me pull the whole thing in the y-axis. So I'm going to pull the whole thing in the y-axis instead. Like that. Nice. So let's add in a subdivision surface now. So on level 2. Oh, let's keep it at level 1. So reduce the render also to 1 like that. Now I'm going to add in a bevel modifier. So I remember the bevel modifier wasn't working that well. But let's try it again and see. So bevel modifier. So we're going to specify where we want it to bevel this thing. So let me go into edge select mode. I want to select this edge right here. Alright. And let me see. This edge is all the way here to the back there. And we're going to select this one as well in the middle. Well, for the one in the middle, we're going to have to add it ourselves. Alright. So with that done, let's increase the number of, let me see, let's press N and let's increase, let's go to tool or view sorry, and is it view, edit, no, view. So change the, where is this, is it item? Yeah, item. So go to item and increase the mean bevel weight to 1 and then change the limit method to weight like that. Hopefully that works. Let me take a look. Why is this happening in the middle here? Let me see what happens if I increase this. Okay, so I think the bevel, does it need to go above it? Yeah, it needs to go above the subdivision surface like that, I think. Right? I sometimes don't understand this bevel modifier in 2.8. Let me see. Let me drop this to 2 and let me try something. 0.001. Okay, that might actually be helping a little bit. Let's press Ctrl and R3 here. Let's press E to align it with the top and pull this all the way out there. Alright, let me see. 0.0001. Let me change it to 0.0000. 3 zeros and a 5 instead. Let's click on object and change it to shade smooth. Alright, so that is coming out pretty nicely. I think it's looking great. Now let's go in here, let's add one in the middle. So press Ctrl and R, press E to align it with the left side and pull this in to about there. Like that. Alright, so that is looking good. I'm going to press Ctrl and R2 here again. Press E and then F, align it with the top. And pull it to support that one up there. Alright, let's take this one And let's press G twice and pull it in a little bit more. Press E and then F. I think the bevel modifier is what's causing this. So don't pull it in too much. Just a little bit close, like that. Alright, so you can see that is looking great. Very great. So I'm going to press Ctrl and R3 as well. Press E and then align it with the bottom one and pull it close in like that. And add one more in the middle like that. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into front view. I'm going to take everything. First off, let's apply the mirror modifier. Alright, so I'm going to apply the mirror modifier. Make sure it's on both sides. So I'm going to take this now and press Alt and R. Alt and R isn't working. Usually Alt and R works in 2.79. I don't know what the, let me see, let me try spin. Yeah, so click on the spin and enable that. So once you enable that, reduce the steps to 3, I think, and increase the angle to 360 like this, and make sure you have duplicates enabled. Alright, so once you have that done, it should pretty much do this for you. But you can see this side isn't really merging that well, so we're gonna have to do that manually by ourselves. But before we do that, let's redissolve all of these. Okay, hold up. We have, what the spin tool actually does is, let's undo all of this and let's dissolve these. What the spin tool actually does is, when you spin this, what happens is it actually creates another duplicate right over here from the start of this. So if I click this again, let's go into front view and make sure you are in the view where you want it to spin around. Okay, so this time is front view before you apply the spin tool. Alright, like this, and again 3 angle 360. Alright, so you can see once you do that, there's another one in the middle here. If I press G, you can see there's another one there. So wherever it started off, there will be another duplicate over there. So all you have to do is, after that, just press X and click vertices to get rid of it. So now there's only one over there, like that. Hold on. So there's only one over there, like that. So what I'm going to do now is, what we're going to do now is to go into edit mode. Let me take a look here. So let's go into front view. We're going to merge this one by one. There was an easier way to do this by making sure everything came out pretty nicely and pretty easily, but I want to do this by hand. So let's just take this to press Alt and M and choose at center. That's pretty much all what we're going to do. So take these two, Alt and M at center, take these two, and this time you can press Shift and R. So take, where is it? Take these two, press Shift and R to merge it at the center. Take these two, hold up, press Shift and R, take these two, press Shift and R. So you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Shift and R, Shift and R, Shift and R. If Shift and R is not working for you, just press Alt and M and choose at center, like this, Alt and M, and then choose at center. That is if Shift and R is not working for you. So take this to Shift and R. What Shift and R does is it repeats whatever command you entered previously. So you can see it's just repeating the merge at the center for me like that. So that worked nicely. Now finally what we're going to do is I'm going to add in one, in order to make sure it's precise, what we're going to do is let's change to edge select mode, right? And then let's add in let's add in 30, alright, like this. I'm going to deselect this one and dissolve it. So we're going to add in 30 over here as well. Deselect this one. So you can see what I'm doing here. Making sure I have equal amount of vertices in here. 30, dissolve this, like that. What is going on here? Oh, I merged this wrongly. So let's see if we can trace our path back to where we merged this side. I think we made some merging mistake over here. So let's unmerge that. Okay, so what was it? Let me take a look. So just undo that and go all the way back there in case you made the same mistake. If you didn't, you can just keep at where you are until I get there with you guys. So I actually made a mistake, so I'm going to fix that right now. I think let's take these two now. Alt and M at center and Shift and R and Shift and R. So hopefully that doesn't give us any more problems, right? Yeah. So let's take these two now. Alt and M at center. These two now. Shift and R and these two, and Shift and R. And finally the ones in the middle here, Shift and R. Alright, so that should have worked nicely. So again, Control and R. First of all, edge select, Control and R. We add in 30. Deselect this one, dissolve the rest. Over here as well, we add in 30. Deselect this one, dissolve the rest. And finally on this side, we add in 30. Deselect this one, dissolve the rest. So with that, then what we're going to do is we're going to add another one in between each of them, like that. Nice. So you can see that is our logo, looking good and everything. It came out pretty neatly, and I'm pretty sure there's an easier way to do this. I'm pretty sure what I did took too much time. So there might actually be an easy way to do this, and if you know how to do that, you're fine to do that. I'm just teaching you guys in case you don't know how to do it. So if you already know how to do it and you think there's a quicker way, you can just do it, and probably leave a comment in the comment below for people to actually use that way too. I think I'm talking too much right now. Alright, so finally what we're going to do is, let's take this one and hide it. We're going to go back here, alright. Let's change back to vertex select mode. Take everything here, we're going to press F, like this. I want to insert the faces, so press I, insert the faces a little bit like that, press I again, and insert it again a little bit like that, press X, and delete the faces. So the only reason why I'm looking here is because they are all in the same place, alright? I mean, this side is the same as the one on this side and on this side, so I don't need to look at all of them at the same time. So now let's take all of this, press Ctrl plus. Now let's press S and Y and type in 0. Make sure it's all flat and nice. And I want to add one more in the middle here. Press E and then F, align it with this side, and pull it back here, like this. Nice. So I'm going to press Alt and H. That's going to bring the whole thing back, including the car. So press Alt and H to bring everything back. And you can see how that is looking. It's looking really, really good. Nice. Came out just the way we wanted it to. It's looking really nice. Okay, so the final thing I actually wanted us to do before we actually finish this video is this one right here. So let's take this grill over here and then this one. Let's go into local view. So I'm going to go into edit mode of this grill. Alright, go into wireframe, and what I'm going to do now is to take this, the very one on the inside, and press Ctrl and plus. So we have this whole thing selected, and I'm going to press Shift and then D, alright, to duplicate it. Press P and then separate the selection. I'm going to take this one now, the one we just duplicated. I'm going to take it, where is it? Yeah, that one. And then let's delete the shrink wrap modifier, alright. So we're going to go in here, take all of this, I'm going to press G twice, slide this back till it's pretty close to the very end over here. So let me just slide this back. Let's make sure this one is close to it, like this, and then I'll deselect it. Press G twice, make sure this one is close, deselect it. G twice, make sure this one is close, deselect it. Press G twice and then C, bring this back out to about here, and deselect it. G twice, C. G twice, pull it back a little bit, then press C and pull it back out even more. Deselect it. That's pretty much what we're doing. G twice, pull it back a little bit. Hold up. G twice, pull it back a little bit, press C. Hold on. What is going on? G twice. Come on. Pull it back, then press C, and then pull the whole thing out like that. So I don't know. I think the best thing to do would be to, let's take the whole thing. Let's take this whole one here. Press G twice, pull it back, and then press C and pull the whole thing back, alright? So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to hide it. I'm going to go to top view of this one. Go into edit mode. In fact, let's undo everything we did. I'm sorry if I'm making things too long for you guys here, but I'm trying to make this quick for us to finish this off. So just undo everything and let it be back to the default place it was. And let's hide this one. Take this, go over to the top view, and make sure it's in orthographic. So now let's just take this, press G twice, and pull this all the way out, alright? I'm going to do the same thing with this, pull it all the way out. Let's go into wireframe. And now I'm going to enable the knife tool by pressing K. So just click right outside of this one, right about here, and then press Z after you click. That is, after you make your first click, press Z, And now we're going to cut this through very nicely. So make sure you have this cut very nicely, because if you don't, it might actually if you click over here, you are going to have an extra vertex right below it, because there's no vertex below it while you click over there. So I'm going to explain that to you when you finish this. So let's just make the cut now. So click here, and then let's go all the way to here, and click all the way to here, and click, and press enter. So you can see what I mean here. You can see there's an extra vertex right here. You can see there's an extra vertex going on here. So when I take that one, take this, press Alt and M, and choose at last. There should be another one around here as well. Let me see, yeah, right there. So when you select that one, select this, press Alt and M, choose at last. Alright, so we're going to take all of these vertices now and delete the vertices. Nice. So let's go back to the top view again. I want to do the same thing at the back. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to press Ctrl and R. I'm going to press E to align it with the front one. And I'm going to pull it in close, like that. I'm going to delete this one. Alright, nice. So what we're going to do now is to press Shift and N to recalculate the normals. And then let's add in a solidify. So I'm going to add in a solidify modifier, like that. And you can see it pulls it inwards, just the way I want it to. And let's drop the subdivision surface to 1. Okay, it's on 1. So let's just minimize that back. Let's add in a loop cut to this side. I'll just add in 2 loop cuts in the middle, like that. Nice. So that is looking great. So what I'm going to do now is to drop the thickness to 0.005 or 0.008. Yeah, so 0.008 should be good. Now press Alt and H to bring everything, and you can see what I did there. Alright, so I still think it's too thick, so I'm going to drop it to 0.005. Nice. So 0.005 looks better. So you get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. I can see it's looking great right now. Really, really good. Nice. So Alt and H to bring everything back. I think everything came back. So that was the extra thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to be doing it to every single grill in here. That is the grills that are down here, and the one in the middle. And in case we fill this out with a grill as well, we'll do it. So I'm not going to do that in the video. I'm going to skip that as usual, and I'm going to have you guys do it on your own. So I'll pretty much see you in the next video.